Hi, and welcome to French Press Coffee with Skylar. Today I'll be showing you how to brew your coffee using a unique method rather than the drip brew. Now what you're going to need in order to do this is a French press. You're also going to need ground coffee beans, hot water, and also a spoon for measuring and stirring. Now to start, you're going to take your French press and remove the lid. Set that aside, and we're going to take our coffee grinds. Now it's important to get the correct proportion of coffee grinds for the amount of water you're using. We're going to use 6 tablespoons and put that into our French press because it's a 18-ounce French press. If you put too much or too little grinds into your press, then you'll end up with a brew that's either too watery or too bitter. After you're done putting the grinds in there, make sure you reseal your beans to keep the freshness in and that they last longer. If you leave your coffee out in the air too long, it'll end up losing its flavor. Next, we're going to measure 18 ounces of water. You want hot water that's fresh off of the boil, around 200 degrees is best. This is a 16-ounce cup, so I'm going to fill that completely and put our top back on. Next, we're going to pour the coffee into the French press, just enough to cover the beans completely. Now you'll see that the grinds are going to clump together at the top there. That's why we have our spoon to kind of stir it around, make sure that all the grinds get submerged and evenly placed around the top. You want to leave this for about 30 seconds, and when you take out your spoon, make sure you get all the grinds off of it. Set that aside. Next, we can pour the remaining amount of our water into the French press. Now, since this was only a 16-ounce cup, we also need 2 more ounces of water to add here so that our proportions are correct. Now once you've got the rest of your water poured, you can replace the top of your French press onto the top of the pot. Make sure that the plunger is in the up position because you do not want to separate your grinds and your water too quickly. When it's in this position, you can leave it for about 4 minutes. That's the standard. That gives enough time for the grounds to mix with the water. As you can see, they're floating at the top there, releasing their flavor into the hot water. Once the 4 minutes is up, we can press our plunger down, which separates the grinds from the water, leaving the drinking coffee at the top of the press and the grinds that you don't want at the bottom. You want to do this slowly so the grinds do separate and don't get into your coffee at all. Otherwise, you'll end up with a grainy amount. As you can see here, we've got our grounds that are all separated and our coffee is ready to pour. You can have a mug, cream and sugar at the side so that you can pour your coffee however you would like. The amount of coffee you use is going to be directly proportional to how great your coffee tastes, so make sure you use the correct amount. Thanks for joining us today. This has been French Press with Skylar. Hope to see you next time. Enjoy your brew.